Today we have an example how an early start can make all the difference. Pushkar was a diligent student who started his sincere efforts towards coding right from his second year. Well, not surprisingly, his efforts paid off and landed him a job in Amazon. Let's find out his story.
Hi, today with us we have Abhitsin Pushkara who recently got placed at Amazon India. Hello. Congratulations, sir, for your placement at Amazon.
Thank you.
We've heard a lot about the company, but we would like to know more about the company and your job profile.
So, Amazon, as we all know, it's a e-retail website, e-retail company that is doing business all over the world. And it has a lot of other products, like you have the Amazon Web Services, and it's been buying a lot of startups all over the world. My profile in Amazon is the software development profile, so I'll be coding to develop a lot of products and services that Amazon comes up with.
Profile being software development, other than this, what other profiles would you have considered in sector IT?
I would be interested in the backend domain, in the backend profiles, or in any of the network profiles, computer network profiles.
We have heard that Amazon has a very grueling placement process. So would you please enlighten us on this?
Well, their placement process on campus was like this. There was one round of coding test. There was one coding test, and followed by 4 rounds of interview processes. Each round being an elimination round. So the first round, which was the coding round, it had a time limit of 1.5 hours and had 3 coding questions. Out of which I think I got 2 of them. I don't remember the questions as such as of now, but they were more or less the questions that you would find on many resources online or otherwise, the interview questions. Followed by, there were 4 rounds of interviews, as I said. These 4 rounds, the first 2 rounds were basic algorithm rounds, and Amazon has something called as the bar raiser interview round, which was my 3rd round. Apparently, I did not know while I was giving the interview. I only came to know after I gave the interview. It involves a lot of other, it involves questions from a lot of other domains like operating systems and computer architecture. And apart from this, there will also be questions regarding the workplace itself. They will ask you, what do you want to know about Amazon? What do you expect from Amazon? And things like this. The last round seemed like a stress interview. Though they claim that they don't do stress interviews. There were questions from all over the place, and there was detailed scrutinization of my resume also. But it went well.
To your academics, can you please share with us your GPA? And above all, how important is it for the GPA for the placement procedures?
Well, on paper, GPA doesn't matter because a lot of these IT companies do not have a cutoff as such. Amazon had a cutoff of 0. But if you are a CS student, it would be good for you to study so that you would be well prepared for the interviews and the placement process. Apart from your GPA, you also have your projects and internships and other courses that will also matter during your placement process.
Okay, so what types of these projects and what role do these projects play in the placements?
Well, projects and internships, they give some sort of an insight into the candidate for the interviewer. So they will know how good or how bad an employee you could be, and it will also give them an opportunity to ask questions and get more in-depth, analysis of who or what you will be. And with internships, it doesn't matter where you do the internship, as long as you know that you're going to be doing good work. You're going to be doing hands-on coding work, and that you're going to be exposed to the industry. It doesn't matter where you do it.
But you definitely must have worked a lot on your resume.
Yeah.
What are the basic key points that one must keep in mind when building a resume?
See, the most important point is that you only need to put relevant details into your resume. You don't need to put everything that you have done into your resume. If I have a lot of things, I will have to know all of those things that I have put in my resume. And not all of them might be quality points in your resume, right? And secondly, you should know what exactly, for example, if I put so-and-so internship as one of my points in my resume, and if I say I used so-and-so API, I used so-and-so library, then you need to know, if not complete in-depth details about those things. At least basic fundamental questions you need to be able to answer to the interviewer if he ever asks you, because they again are an opportunity for the interviewer to get to know you. Another important point that people should mention in their resumes are the courses that they have done on campus. So one of the most important courses that a lot of computer science people do is the data structures and algorithms course, and the other one would be the design and analysis of algorithms. Not only do these look good on your resume, they are also pretty important for you to be you should do these courses so that you'll be able to crack the interview when you do take them.
What are the basic do's and do nots in an interview?
Well, the basic do's would be, firstly, try to be modest in an interview, because otherwise the interviewer might feel that you're too arrogant. Another important thing is, when you're given a problem to solve, and either you're solving it on paper or you're solving it on the whiteboard, it is always good for you to think loudly whatever you're solving. So whatever you're thinking in your head, it's better to speak those thoughts out loudly so that the interviewer can understand what you're doing and what you're trying to do, how your thought process runs. Some question that has some sort of it's not too specific. The question is not too specific as to how you should solve it or how you shouldn't solve it. Then it would be best to tell the interviewer that these and these are the assumptions that you have made while solving the question. Otherwise, they might think that you have overlooked something or something like that. So tell them the assumptions. These are the assumptions that I've made, and I'm continuing my solution based on these assumptions. And the most important thing is you should try to have fun in an interview, because when you're trying to have fun, your nervousness goes down, and you're trying to have fun implies that you look more enthusiastic to the interviewer, and the interviewer will also feel good that you feel enthusiastic about the interview. With respect to what you should not do in an interview, I suppose, well, one would be not to get stressed. When you start getting stressed during an interview, it shows out to the interviewer, and they might feel that you do not know something. They might feel that you're not prepared enough. So it's best not to try to feel stressed. Try to have fun. One of the do's implies that the stress levels also go down.
Please tell us how a non-CS guy should approach these IT jobs.
So for a non-CS person, firstly they should ask themselves if they actually want to get an IT job. They should be sure that they want to get an IT job before they venture into it. Secondly, they should try out coding. They should try to code and see whether they are good at it or not before they even decide that they want to get an IT job. And they should also practice enough coding so that by the time they are going to be sitting for placements, they are good enough compared to the rest of them. And they should start off as early as possible, because there are going to be other people who are going to be doing courses based on computer science, unlike these people. So given enough time, they will be able to catch up. So they should start as early as possible so that they have enough time to catch up.
What are the resources you would suggest to the budding coders?
So with respect to interviews per se, you have there's a book called Cracking the Coding Interview, which is a pretty good resource specifically for IT job interviews, but it can be a good resource for any generic job interview. You also have this website known as Geeks for Geeks, which is a resource, which is an online IT technical resource, and you also have websites like Spoj and CodeChef, which are useful when you are trying to practice coding. So you have many websites like these which are going to be very helpful for budding coders.
Lastly, is there any advice which you would want to give?
Yes, code. Start coding as soon as possible.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us for this interactive session.